Hi foodies, welcome back. Today we're making some delicious orange Sriracha Cornish hens. Really nice dish. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is spatchcock the Cornish hen. So of course these are significantly smaller than a regular whole chicken, so it's going to be easy to get rid of that backbone. So just use the sharpest kitchen scissors, find that backbone, and then we cut on either side of it, and then we'll take it out. So you can cut the left or the right side, doesn't matter. Just cut along and go all the way up to the neck. And now we will cut the other side. It's really easy, guys. And the reason I like to do the chicken like this is it just helps everything to cook quicker and more evenly because you lay the chicken flat. So once you get that out, you will clean up your chicken, of course. All right, so you might see some extra fat and stuff in there. We'll clean that out, don't worry about it. But this bone, do not throw it out. Put all of them together in a Ziploc bag that's freezer safe. You'll need it for some soup, okay? So of course we're gonna clean those out afterwards. We just wanna get the chicken spatchcock technique done, and then we'll do that. So what we wanna do now is flatten the chicken. So some people just put it down and just press on the breast there, just to loosen up that bone and then get everything flat. And then we can also tuck the wings behind the breast. This kind of helps to prevent burning. Sometimes the wing is just so stubborn that it slides out, but it's fine. You can tuck it or not tuck it. So this is another way to flatten it. Just go right here and then use your sharp knife and slit down, and then you'll see that breastbone just pull up. So that bright red there. Right. So once you see that open up, you're good. It's gonna lay flat. Okay. So once that's done, then we can of course clean up our chicken. Make sure you take out the excess fat and the blood and rinse it with some cold water and lime juice. Okay. Now I'm going to be making the marinade. Okay. So we have orange zest and we have our rice vinegar and freshly squeezed orange juice. If you just have the orange juice in your fridge, that's fine too. But I'm just using the juice from the same orange that I zested. And then we'll put some soy sauce and sriracha. Now when you're adding the sriracha, do it a little at a time. It's spicy, okay? So add as much as you want. It gives beautiful color and heat and flavor, but just be careful. Now, one thing I want you guys to bear in mind is that sriracha is salty as well. And you're using soy sauce, which is salty, and we're using regular salt. So bear that in mind when you're mixing everything. Don't go too hard if you're going to be adjusting the seasonings, okay? So after you've cleaned up your chicken, rinsed it and everything, then I'm gonna just poke some holes in there. Try not to go through and pierce right through the chicken, all right? You can use a fork or, pointy knife, and then the marinade is just gonna go right in. So we'll rub this in and then we'll flip it over and rub in some more. You don't have to use all the marinade, guys. You can leave about a quarter of it, but just rub in the marinade nicely and let it definitely marinate overnight. Okay. And of course, you want to marinate this at the bottom of the fridge. You don't want to put raw food on the top or middle shelf. So the next day, you can lay it on a lined baking tray, or you could use a glass or ceramic baking dish. Just lay the chicken down. That one is stubborn. It refused to go down, but I'm just going to try to tuck it again, right? Okay. So, of course, remember the tucking it behind the breast is optional, all right? Sometimes even when you tuck it, it still gets charred, but it does help a little bit. So we'll bake these for 15 minutes, and then while that's going on, we make the sauce that we're going to be basting the chicken with, okay? So now we're going to go in with some leftover marinade, and you can use even the marinade that the chicken was sitting in, because no need to worry, it's going to be heated thoroughly, okay? So now we're going in with some chicken broth mixed with cornstarch. Cornstarch, of course, going to help with the thickening. If you look around and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot the chicken broth, just grab that packet out of the ramen noodle pack and just dissolve that in some warm water and you're good. All right, so it's still flavor, don't worry about it. Or you can just use a chicken bouillon, the ones that you use for your soup, add it to some hot water, then you're good. All right, and then we're gonna go in with some honey as well. So guys, remember that we're using leftover marinade. The chicken was sitting in some of this, so you need to heat this through. You need to make sure you heat it for a good while. So of course the chicken is in the oven, and I will let this heat up on the stove while the chicken is baking for the 15 minutes. Once the chicken is done for that 15 minutes, keep the temperature the same way, and then we're gonna brush on the sauce. You can brush on most of it, but leave some in the pan because you might need it. You have a choice now of baking this for the whole time as is, or you could take it out every 15 minutes and brush on some sauce, okay? You do have the option, but look at this beautiful chicken, guys. The color is really, really nice, trust me, and the smell, really great. There is some char on the chicken because of the honey and the sugar, and that just adds some flavor to the chicken. You know, you get that char, so it's a little bit chewy and crispy, but the inside is juicy. It's so amazing. I know you're gonna love it, right? I had it with some rice and peas and some vegetables, and it was so good. Save this one for Christmas. You could use it Christmas time, or even at dinner on a weeknight. Let me know what you had it with, and let me know how you like the recipe, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.